this whole thing about studying abroad, I mean, it's money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So let's look at the cost. I mean, if someone wants to study abroad, and then what advice do you even have for students looking to manage or reduce their expenses?
Relatively, let's do this country by country, and let's pick just a few of the countries. So
Okay,
let's
sure.
start with the UK. Now,
Okay.
relatively, you will find out that there are schools in the UK where you have um, school fees of between £12,000. It can go as high as £20,000, depending on the course for a master's program. Okay, for a master's
Okay.
program. Now, for some of the most of the UK's master's programs is delivered in a matter of 1 year, and for some of them, it's delivered in 16 months. Some you would have to do 18 months. It depends on the course. Okay, now
Okay.
relatively, you have a fees of between 12 and 20,000. I think I'll use that. But then, when you see the fees, most people think that UK schools don't usually give scholarships. Yes, that's true. Not too much, but also they give room for you to apply for some level of scholarships that will reduce your tuition fee. So once you start to make an application, you would have to go around the school's website to read what types of scholarships they have that you can apply to. Most of the time you will be able to get those things depending on the strength of your certificate, just like we said earlier before coming here, whether you have a
Mm,
first class, second class, upper, or so. Just about 2 months ago, is it up to 2 months? Yes, 2 months ago, we had a student who went to study at the University of Worcester on full scholarship. She didn't pay anything because the student had a first class degree, and it wasn't the fact that she had a first class only that made her got the scholarship. We had to sit down with her and write a statement of purpose that is convincing enough. You
mm,
know, the statement of purpose for admission is clearly different from the statement of purpose for the scholarship. So there was one that we wrote just to secure the admission. And then they gave her the opportunity to apply for a certain kind of scholarship that was going to take her tuition fee away fully. So we had to sit down again and justify why she should be given that kind of scholarship. And we did
okay.
it. And at the end of the day, she got it and she didn't pay anything. She's in the UK now and she's studying. So what I'm saying is that the tuition fee with UK is between 12 and 20,000. You can get some at 10,000, you can get some at 9,950 after you have earned some scholarships to reduce it to the lowest minimum. But then you would have to work on the scholarship to be able to reduce it to that lowest minimum. Otherwise, you end up paying somewhere around 15, 16,000, which is usually the normal range that people pay for. But the point
Mm,
is, those monies you when we say it like this, it scares people. Like, hey, why am I going to get £10,000? You don't pay it all at once. You pay a part of it. Sometimes you can pay as low as £2,000. You can pay as £3,000, and then when you have gotten in, they'll give you an instrumental plan to be able to pay the rest. So that is it about some of the schools in the UK. Now, for some of the schools in the US, in fact, you can have tuition fees, some ranging from $6,000, and it can go as high as $30,000, depending on the course that you pick. But then for us, when people come there, some people say that, well, I've had admission and I've had a scholarship of about $25,000. The issue is
mm,
that this man, if a school gives you admission and gives you a tuition fee of $50,000, and then
mm,
they give you scholarship of $20,000, you see the scholarship is huge, but you still have
yes.
$30,000 to pay.
To pay. Yeah.
So at our end, what we do is that instead of getting you a $50,000 school and earning a $20,000 scholarship, why don't we get you a school that will let you pay about $9,000, or a school that will let you pay about $11,000, where
Mm,
even if you don't see a scholarship letter attached to your admission letter,
you
you
can be
still
able
have
to pay.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Mm,
usually with schools in the US for us, we usually would help you look for a school that has lower tuition, so that even if you don't see a scholarship letter added to your admission offer, then you know that you have earned the scholarship already. so that payment will not become too difficult for you. And that also raises your chances of getting a visa to study in the said country. Now, with some of the schools in Germany, and so for Germany, for them, some of them have local universities that don't even charge fees at all. But it's not easy getting admission straight to there. They have lots of requirements that you have to do, but we are able to help you out with all of those things. For those English universities that usually charges fees, you have fees of about between 10 and 16,000 euros as fees that you're
Okay.
supposed to pay. But for them, them ask you to pay 1,000 euros first, and then later on when you get in, you'll be able to pay the rest. Same things happening around schools in Europe, such as the Netherlands, Finland,